now is this part here. So I need to kind of fix that. Go back to paint mode, which is over here, or press 1 for hotkeys, control save. I'm going to create the red eye that's inside the handle. So right now, oh geez. So if you take a look at, it always puts me back into this pen mode, which is just driving me nuts. So let me get rid of this pen mode. Let's go to here. You'll see, well, you'll see that there's like that red eye. So I need to kind of create that. There, that's a really good view of that. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna create a new folder. So for me, what I do is every folder is essentially a material, okay? And so this material is gonna be like the red, I don't know, gem or whatever. I'll call it a red gem. And then in here, I'm gonna add a fill layer, which is the actual material itself, right? And then this is gonna be like a red. Red. Right now, the material is being applied to everything because there's no mask. So I'm going to add a black mask to the material, or for this whole layer. And then I'm going to go paint, and I'm going to paint that little area with the eye. Okay, so this obviously, this brush is huge. I'm just going to go and paint this eyeball here. Okay. So I'm just gonna paint this in here. Whew. It's a lot harder than it looks. Here we go. Paint this eyeball. Just gonna finesse this a little bit more. There we go. Okay, and again, I'm just blocking this in. Just looking at the eyeball, I can already tell that my scale for the eyeball was not completely off, but definitely is not perfect. There we go. Yeah, so now I have this cool looking eyeball masked. Right. It looks like it might be a tad bit darker. So the red is a little bit too red. So I'm gonna change the material, bring it down to like maybe something like that maybe. Okay, and then so I don't need a height mask. I don't need a normal mask. Roughness, I'll definitely need metal. It's not gonna be a metal, so we'll just turn off metal. So roughness, it's definitely smooth, right? So I'm gonna definitely make it like, let's do 0.2. I think is okay. So yeah, so that should be okay. Like the eye seems to be like a nice, like if I had to guess, the eye is like something like this, right? And then this kind of goes into, or it almost looks like it's something like that, but right now the sculpt does not follow that contour, so I'm just going to leave it. For now. But yeah, so essentially that's what that looks like. Now, what I'm not happy about with this is just the material of it. So right now it's like a plastic, right? And so I'm just gonna go to basic plastic here, which is what they had made. And I'm gonna dial back the roughness a little bit. Because it definitely has like a smoothness too. Yeah, there we go. It should have a little bit of a sheen to it, whereas before it was like quite rough, and it wasn't really giving it a nice sheen to it. And a lot of this is like generated stuff is not looking very good. Like honestly, like this edge damage, not a big fan of it right now. The scratches I don't mind. The scratches I don't mind. The dirt I don't mind. It's this edge damage that's really bugging me. So I'm either gonna have to figure out a good kind of balance between it. Let me know if there's any good email to follow up with. I have to run, but it was fun hanging out here. Feel free to come and get touch. Yep, sounds good, man. Sounds good. So let's go into I'm going to go to edge damage, and I'm going to figure out the mask. Obviously, because the mask is what's making it look like this. I can also manually go in and paint out some of the areas that I don't like as well. But I'm just going to do this for now. So global balance. Let's try and crank this down a little bit. Okay, and then yeah, see, there's not that much blotchiness to it, right? It's just a lot of like edge flow stuff. So I'm gonna try ambient occlusion, see if this helps create a cool effect. Nope, that didn't do anything. Curvature, let's go look at curvature. Let's dial back the curvature, see if that does anything. So that does help out a little bit, kind of just add spots where it might be damaged. Now, to be fair, a lot of the damage should be happening at the very top here, right? And essentially all the outer, like this edge, maybe this top part, this area here should have a lot of damage to it. This edge here should have some damage to it. So for me, I think I'm gonna go in and I'm actually gonna paint my own edge damage, just because I'm not happy with edge damage here. So what I can do here is I'm gonna go add paint, and then I'm gonna pick a brush that's kind of that has like a little bit more kind of grunge to it. So maybe something like dirt, right? And then what I can do now is I can just start kind of painting. So that's not exactly what I want. So the flow is not correct. Let's see, here's flow is good. Spacing. So if I go something like this, there we go. So that's a little bit more of what I want. So if I go, so these scratches here, first off, these scratches are not, there's no height to them, so I'm going to add a little bit of height to them. So there you go. See, so now we have a little bit more kind of damage to it. Again, these scratches, I don't know what the mask looks like, but I can go in and I can add in another paint on top of it, and then I can if I go black and I start to remove some areas that I don't like, then I can do that. Okay, I can go in, let's go back to like the regular brush here. So if I go here, and then I just start to paint out some of those, right? So that it's only happening at like the very top or something, then I can do that as well. Okay, for now, we're just gonna leave it the way it is, but that's definitely something that I'm gonna be going in and doing. So there's like, I'm gonna do like a general dirt as well. So let's find smart mask. I'm gonna do dust dirty. That might be a good one. You too, buddy. Take it easy. So again, my laptop, I mean, it's working pretty hard right now. It's streaming, it's loading all the stuff. Let me maybe close down Maya since I'm not using it right now, so to kind of give it back more resources. because it's kind of lagging a little bit. Okay. Dust dirty, dust occlusion. That might be what I'm looking for. Yeah, okay, so if I go dust occlusion, so if I go and let's create a new material here. Let's call this plastic dirt or something that kind of matches this kind of dirt. Looks like grass or something, but for now we'll just call it that. We'll make it a little bit darker. And then what we'll do is we'll call this, we'll add a black mask to it. And then we're going to drag a smart mask into it. So dust occlusion, like that. There. See, so now it's kind of, there's that dirt going into there, which I think is what I want. And then let's see. So the dirt level, let's crank up the dirt level a bit because it has been used. There we go. That's starting to look a little bit more like what I want. Right, so now even in here now we're getting spots where it's what I want. And then dirt contrast. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Grunge them out. Let's get some more grunge in there. There we go. Okay, awesome. Awesome. There you go. Now this is starting to look a little bit black. It's not that black. So I can go back in now to this material. Again, I don't need a height for this. I don't need, I mean, the height might not be a bad thing, just to kind of give it a little bit more noise. Don't need metal for sure. Roughness, let's see what the roughness is. Roughness is that right now. It's supposed to be like dirt. So let's bring that down to like that, just kind of give it more rough feel to it. I am starting to see my seams a little bit here. So again, that comes down to UVs. From this distance, you're not going to see it. When you're up close, you're going to start to see it a little bit more. So I need to kind of go in and either one, re-UV it or check where I'm painting things manually. That's causing the seams to show up, because if I remove that, right, you don't see the seam. So there's obviously something here inside this mask that's making the seam look very obvious. So definitely something that I'll take a look at later. Let's see. So we have this. Oh yeah, I was saying this is a little bit too black. So let's go with like a little bit more yellowy, kind of green, yellowy black. Yeah, maybe something like, maybe a little more yellow, yeah. We'll take it down just a little bit more. There you go. A little bit more yellow, let's see. Let's bring it just a tad bit more. Yeah, there we go. All right. So that now it's like a yellowy black. So that's coming along now. See, now that this is a little bit shinier, it looks a little bit more like this, which is nice. Cool. All right, let's quickly save this before things start breaking on me.